Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
A very good Wednesday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. A massive search for a young woman accused of threatening schools in the Denver area is now over. 18-year-old Sol Paez is now dead, according to a law enforcement source at the scene. The 18-year-old was on the run after making threats that led to the closure of schools for more than 500,000 students on Colorado's Front Range on Wednesday. Officials said she had an infatuation with Columbine and made credible threats against those area schools. Paez apparently flew to the Denver area from Florida and legally purchased a shotgun upon her arrival. It is unclear at this time how she died. Saturday will mark 20 years since the mass shooting at Columbine High School. Well, back here in Montana, a big letdown for Colstrip power plant proponents as the Save Colstrip bill falls in the Montana House. Just one day after it passed a preliminary vote, lawmakers vote down Senate Bill 331, 37 to 60. On Tuesday, 25 representatives who had supported the bill earlier this week voted no. The bill originally guaranteed Northwestern Energy could charge customers up to $75 million over 10 years for new expenditures at the Colstrip plant. But that portion was amended to give the State Public Service Commission more oversight. Bill proponent Republican Senator Dwayne Ankeny of Colstrip says he feels the bill was rejected for political reasons, not on its merits, but says he is still working to keep parts of the bill alive by working them into another bill. A bill addressing drunk driving in Montana is also dead. This after lawmakers tried to stuff the bill into another bill in a last-ditch effort to get it passed. Senate Bill 65 was developed by Montana Attorney General Tim Fox. It included changes like allowing blood draws of first-time DUI suspects so they could be more assured of conviction and sent to treatment programs, higher fines for serial DUI offenders, and getting rid of laws that made it easier for people to drop DUI offenses from their record. Fox said he won't stop working on the issue. A bill signed by Governor Steve Bullock continues the work of Montana's Sexual Assault Task Force. Attorney General Tim Fox tweeted out this photo of Bullock signing Senate Bill 52. Fox launched the task force back in 2015 after the U.S. Department of Justice harshly criticized the way Montana was handling sexual assaults. Also at that time, agencies across the nation saw a growing concern over unsubmitted rape kits. This bill will add tracking to rape kits, require law enforcement to retrieve the kit from a medical facility within 5 days of evidence collection, and submit the kit to a crime lab for testing within 30 days. On to some court news this afternoon. A Bozeman man charged after being caught allegedly having sex in a public hot springs. Yesterday, 33-year-old Don Klein was seen and charged in court. Now 35-year-old Aaron Miller was formally charged with indecent exposure. Witnesses saw the couple having sex just feet from children in the hot springs pool. Miller's bail was set at $5,000. Officials in Yellowstone National Park say a golden eagle has died due to lead poisoning. The eagle was the first one of its kind in the park to be outfitted with a GPS tracker. Park officials say the raptor had flown out of the park and ate the remains of an animal that was killed by a hunter using lead bullets. Birds of prey like golden eagles normally hunt live prey during warmer parts of the year, but conservationists say they will eat dead animals that may have been killed by hunters during the fall and winter.
We do all the blood testing here at the center with every eagle we bring in, and 99% of the eagles that we bring in have lead in their system. The lead is introduced into the environment with hunting products and fishing products. Usually, like with gopher hunting, someone will shoot a gopher with a lead bullet, leave it out there, a bird will come down, scavenge on it, eat the gopher, ingest the lead, and then therefore get lead poisoning.
We're told raptors are commonly treated with twice-a-day injections to draw the lead out of their systems. Well, now we'll turn things over to Ed in the Weather Center. Ed, it's relatively calm around here, but not the case for all of the country today.
That's for sure. This big trough of low pressure, which has been affecting us over the last couple of days, starting to move into central and southern portions of the U.S. So all those shaded areas that you see, the potential for strong to severe storms as we start getting through the day today. We're really going to be watching for the potential of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds anywhere there from the Gulf states extending all the way up into the Great Lakes. Lake states, and those strong to severe storms will start to shift over into the eastern portion of the country for tomorrow. Could be very busy in that portion of the country, but we'll let you know what to expect here close to home. The forecast is coming up in just a few minutes from now.
Thanks, Ed. Well, nearly $1 billion has been pledged to rebuild Notre Dame after a devastating fire tore through the cathedral on Monday. Bells tolled at cathedrals across the French capital today, exactly 48 hours after the fire began. As donations pour in, French President Emmanuel Macron vows to rebuild the 12th century landmark in 5 years and make it even more beautiful than before. Those around the world mourn the loss of the historic structure, including some right here in Montana. A Butte priest grew up in Paris. He tells us he was watching along with the world as the cathedral burned. MTN's John Amy has his story.
Watching the majestic Notre Dame Cathedral go up in flames Monday from his home in Butte was difficult for the man so far from the city of his youth.
It's a complete heartbreak. You know, I grew up in that city of Paris, and you grow up with Notre Dame being at the center of the city geographically, but it's also its heart, its soul.
Father Patrick Beretta, who is the parish priest in Butte, remembers doing a photographic essay on the 850-year-old church as part of an assignment back in high school.
I'm trying to study it in photography and trying to catch angles that would maybe catch people a little bit by surprise, discovered new ways of discovering the beauty of it.
He also remembers during his youth attending a symphony concert at Notre Dame, where he heard the music of Berlioz inside the breathtaking cathedral.
The combination of the inside beauty of the church and the great organ and the sublime beauty of the piece, I mean, brought you to tears. I spent almost the entire concert in tears, so being deeply moved by the entire experience. That's what this building is.
Beretta, who usually brings comfort to the Butte community, received many messages of condolences this week from people in Butte.
And I want to thank them for that. That means a tremendous amount. They know that it's a moment of grief for me. It's a moment of grieving, and their gesture has touched me very, very much.
More than just a building. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Thanks so much, John. Well, in other news this afternoon, new details on a campaign to save Big Brothers Big Sisters in Missoula as the organization fights to keep its doors open. Over $7,000 is now raised in just 27 days. The program lost $120,000 in state and federal funding. Leaders are asking for the public's help trying to raise $400,000. Big Brothers Big Sisters already reduced its staff and is considering relocating. Well, coming up here on the new news, the Attorney General announcing new rules that will affect thousands of asylum seekers. We'll have those details coming up. But first, Ed has a full look at the forecast here at midweek. We'll be right back.
You're watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan, Storm Tracker Weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Montana Ag Network. This is the new news on Q2, Montana's news leader.